And now, your first Alert 5 weather.
It's been a beautiful day, another very dry day. For most of the afternoon, our humidity was in the single digits. It's now up to 10%. So run that humidifier and make sure you're putting on the lotion for the dry conditions we've been experiencing. We have some high clouds that have moved in today. Hopefully we'll get a nice sunset, maybe a little too thick from Colorado Springs, but I do see some high clouds in Pueblo that can make for a nice end to the day. At 71 degrees right now, very warm, only 6% humidity. But what kept us away from red flag warnings today was the fact that the wind has been pretty light. But fire danger is still elevated while we are so dry and mild. Right now we're in the 50s in the mountains, 60s and 70s generally in the plains. Tonight we'll drop to the 20s in the higher elevations, but middle 30s for many of us in the lower terrain. We've got 34 for the Springs and Pueblo, so pretty mild, about 10 degrees above average overnight. And then tomorrow about 10 degrees above average during the daytime. We'll have a mix of sun and high clouds, a high of 63 in Colorado Springs. And in Pueblo tomorrow, a high of 70, well above our average high of 59. Sunshine and a few high clouds tomorrow as well. So similar conditions to today. Sunshine, warmth, and a light breeze. Highs on Wednesday across the region, generally 50s in the mountains, 60s, 70s in the plains. Now Thursday will get a little bit warmer, but we're also going to get a bit windier, and that wind paired with the dry conditions leads to more fire danger. So fire weather watches have been issued from noon till 7 on Thursday, and that covers most of the plains where our fuels are critical. They are very dry, ready to burn. So please be mindful, not only Thursday, but for the next couple of days while we are dry. Be mindful not to create any sparks outside and watch for smoke. On Thursday, that wind is going to get stronger, 30 miles per hour, as high as 40 mile per hour wind gusts, and it will still be coming out of the west-southwest and nice and warm. But then on Friday, that wind starts to turn out of the north. That's our next storm system. We'll be gusting 40 to 60 miles per hour on Friday, but humidity will rise as I am tracking moisture. So across the state on Thursday, generally dry in eastern Colorado with the fire danger, but snow starts to move into the mountains during the afternoon and evening. It'll be heaviest towards the San Juans on Thursday night, becoming pretty widespread in the high country on Friday. We'll start to see precipitation here in eastern Colorado Friday, but during the daylight hours, and a mild storm leads to mostly rain for the plains. But we'll have a wintry mix over the Palmer Divide into our foothills and the southern I-25 corridor. That shower activity will move out pretty quickly by Friday evening. We're drying out, but we're just gusty through the rest of the evening. So Friday is Pi Day, March 14th, and remember that storm last year? We had a foot of snow in Colorado Springs, 2 feet in Monument, 3 feet in Teller County. This storm is not going to pack as much moisture. I only have a 60% probability right now of a dusting of snow in Colorado Springs, 10% probability of an inch. But it will be quite windy, which is why we have an impact 3 out of 5 for the damaging wind gust potential coming out of the north. Looking ahead over the weekend, pretty chilly and cloudy still on Saturday, warming up a bit on Sunday. In Pueblo, 70s for the next 2 days. Fire danger Thursday, still quite windy Friday with a chance of some rain. And then we're going to see temperatures cooler on Saturday to a high of 52, but those 70s return by St. Patrick's Day. In Canyon City, 60s for the next couple of days. Fire danger becomes elevated on Thursday. Then we're windy with a wintry mix on Friday, cooler on Saturday, and cloudy with a high of 48. And finally for Woodland Park, 50s for a couple more days before we cool down Friday to Saturday. You could maybe get an inch of snow out of this storm. It's mostly all about that wind on Friday.